What's coming now is Microsoft's taking it to the next step. So we've got our SPF, DKIM, and DMARC, which have been around for a number of years. There's some new technologies coming out. We'll start with some of the outbound email because that's actually where a lot of this lands. Is now we're going to talk about kind of some of the things that validate your email, and then they also apply to inbound. Then SMTP DANE with DNSSEC is a way of validating mail coming and going, that it can validate the security of the server sending. And so it's another way for your email to come through with an extra check mark. It's that idea of like, the seal of approval. This is a certain that this email is legit. And Microsoft enabled this on their systems in the last couple of years. They've been starting to enable it, but it wasn't until July of last year that you were able to do it for inbound. It was working for outbound email for quite a while, but inbound just became something that you could enable with these MX records. Microsoft's changing from the protection.outlook.com to these mx.microsoft.com domains. And this is a big change. We've been running with protection.outlook.com domains for a long time. And you can see here, there's a whole article. We can post a link where you get this new mx.microsoft.com domain. And that really starts to build out the security on what you're sending and receiving for Microsoft. And so you run this and you end up getting a generated mx.microsoft.com MX record. You put those in place. It allows inbound emails to validate that they're sending with DANE for DNSSEC, and also your outbound emails that are also more validated. DNSSEC is a topic we'll touch on as well. The idea behind DNSSEC is it is a way for your domain to be validated on the internet that the DNS records for it are secure and trustworthy. And this is something that's been around for quite a while, but it's becoming more and more crucial for different technologies that are getting built out. And I think is really an important security step for most customers to start to enable DNSSEC. It's usually not hard to enable it. Cloudflare, GoDaddy, it's just a checkbox and they build out all the infrastructure for you and you're off to the races. But you have to go check the box. You have to enable it. And so these technologies rely on layers of technology being in place for you, where you enable DNSSEC, then you switch your MX records to this mx.microsoft, and then that enables this SMTP DANE with DNSSEC. Another layer on this is the MTA STS. And so this is another layer where you can ensure that the proper encryption is applied on the connection. And this also relies on DNSSEC. It's already working on outbound, but I think inbound also requires the new MX records, and you've got to publish a record. It's pretty straightforward on how to do it. But it really adds that further layer of security on the Microsoft side to make sure, hey, the mail flowing out of this tenant is going over a secure TLS connection. I trust it. I've validated it multiple ways. The email is signed. The email matches SPF and DMARC. And you add all these layers, and it seems like a lot of technology to put in place. But the reality is email has become such a critical piece of our world. And if you can make your email for your company be that much more trustworthy, that's going to validate it in these mail filters. Because the way the mail filters work is they look at the email coming in and they go, I don't know who this email is from. So let's look. Who sent it? Do I trust the IP it's sent from? Is that IP an IP that sent me viruses and spam before? Is the email signed? Do I trust that the signature is good? Can I validate that the signature is actually the right signature? Was the connection secure? And as you add these additional layers of technology, you're really teaching the mail servers that you're going above and beyond in how you're validating your email, and it makes it less and less likely that you're going to get caught in a filter. And you're allowed to publish records that say, I really trust my mail flow. And so people receiving from you are less likely to accept fake email from your domain. They'll trust the email coming through. But you can check a lot of this with just free tools, MX Toolbox, to look at those records. VeriSign has a great DNSSEC solution where you could quickly check for whether your domain has this enabled. We'll post an article about how DNSSEC works. There's a lot of technical details, but if you want to learn about it, it just talks about how the DNS records are signed. There's some real value in this outside of email, where once your DNS records are under DNSSEC, it's a lot harder to spoof you or to steal one of your subdomains. It can really help with some advanced DNS-based attacks against your tenant. So there's multiple benefits to enabling DNSSEC on your business domains. We talked about DMARC, DKIM, and SPF. Sender policy framework is SPF. Domain keys identified mail is DKIM. I couldn't remember that acronym earlier. And DMARC is domain-based message authentication reporting and conformance. There was no way I was pulling that out of the back of my brain on a Friday afternoon. So I'm glad that Cloudflare has us covered. The reality is our team loves deploying this stuff. We can help you with that. One of the other tools we can offer you is if you do have a commercial side of your business where you're sending a lot of customer email, maybe you send invoices or you send marketing email, you send, you've got a lot of customers, got a couple 100,000 customers. You need to be able to navigate all these rules too, because you want your marketing email to go through. We can help you with the tool that monitors DMARC and takes all that reporting and can help you understand where and when and why your mail's not going through, either from Microsoft or from your third-party marketing solutions. There's ways to align, HubSpot or MailChimp, Trello or Twilio, or all these different email tools to SPF, DKIM, and DMARC, and make sure that they're properly aligned so that you are trusted as a bulk email sender. And we've helped a number of customers navigate that so that their marketing and business email at volume doesn't run afoul of these new rules. We got a third-party monitoring tool that does a great job called Easy DMARC. We can help you get that deployed and help you navigate that and get you to a place where your email is really in a solid position.